Hey guys, I'm DownBeatDemo. Today I'm breaking down my track 40 Long, which is now available on all streaming platforms. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my socials as well. I hope you enjoy. So I start every track with a kick. This is just a simple 909 kick with some processing, some saturation. I think one of the most overlooked things you can do to make space in your mix is sidechaining the high frequencies of your kick to hi-hats or claps or whatever could be hitting at the same time as your kick. It just makes a lot more space for those percussive sounds. After we have our kick down, I like to move on straight into the bass sound, and this is our first bass sound. And then once we have our bass sound, I just layer it with a sub. Once I have my basses right and my kick right, I'll move on to the snare and clap section. The main thing for this track was layering just to get a full sound. This is what the snare and clap bus sounds like. A bunch of saturation and compression to get a snappy, high-end, good-sounding clap and snare section. Once we're done with that, I'll move on to the hi-hats. For this track, it was a very full hi-hat sound. And this is what my whole drum bus sounds like. To add more movement to the track, I'll throw a melody on top. And then I'll throw in chords on top of that follow the melody. And then once I have the first drop in a spot where I like it, I'll move on to the build-up. So I kind of work backwards. This is just a bunch of layers again. We kind of have an atmospheric vocal sound, a pad, a reese bass, and then we have our percussive build-up. So it's funny, this vocal kind of ad-lib thing is actually my fiance. We were down here and I was trying to show her a new track, and she was sitting next to the mic and I was recording her. And she was telling me to play her a song, so I did, and I took this as a sample. It's a couple layers, so it's kind of weird sounding by itself.
Find me your song. Find me your song. Find me your song. Find me your song.
But it sounds super sick. Okay, once we have the build-up done for the first drop, then I move straight into the second drop. And this is a bass sound for the second drop. It's literally just a sine wave. I have the FM from A on the B oscillator, but the level is not on at all. I thought I was doing something. It's just a sine wave with some processing. But it sounds sick, so I like it. For the second drop, you gotta have some variation, so I changed the bass sound and I also changed the kick pattern. This is what it sounds like. I just used the same patch from the first drop for the melody. I would say my most used effect on this whole track is Saturn 2, especially for the vocals and stuff. I just crank it up all the way, turn the mix all the way up. It sounds gritty, grimy, nasty. I love it. I think it's great. But I think my top production tip from this track is definitely the multi-band sidechain to your percussive sounds I could hit at the same time as your kick. Definitely a game changer, and if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Check out my socials in the description, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.